You ain't finna get Brother Eugene to do no dumb shit like that. Put you some goddamn clothes on and stop shaking your ass. That won't happen. So you're right. You damn right we're going to look out for ours. And when you do the right thing, you understand, and everything is kosher with it behind the scenes, we'll beat up for you too. Hey, peace to the room. I'm off the...
Yeah, I think it'd do some justice to go out and help clean up the streets. Our duty is to teach. You know what I'm saying? So the people in the streets need the teaching, not the ones in the mosque. So it would make more sense to me to go out and teach them, clean them up. That way you have a stronger army. I don't know. That's just my take.
And
So
let me get
here's
in
the
real quick,
pushback,
Eugene.
though, Cosmo.
I'm passing Eugene.
Hold on one second. Let me address his statement, Faise, and I'll get back. Cosmo, here's the thing. Before I was born, probably your mom and daddy was born, and probably great granddaddy or something. I don't know if they was born in 1930s, 40s, 50s. We had many, many people to come before Elijah Muhammad. Marcus Garvey, up, you mighty race, accomplish what you will. Noble Drew Ali. We had many other brothers behind them, alongside Elijah, before and behind them, to come to our community, look at the condition of our community. We got to start now looking at self, man. You can't expect me to stay in the streets, pumping and bumping and pushing and talking. Man, we've been doing that so long, you still ain't changed. This is why the Bible calls us a hard-hearted, stiff-necked, and rebellious people. The minister and the nation get more recognition outside of this country than we do in our. This is why the Bible says a prophet is without honor in his own home. Brother, we've been in the streets before your mama was living, before your daddy was born, family. This is not this is just saying, in text of conversation. So we still in the streets. Do you know, Cosmo? I'm gonna ask you a direct question since you're talking about helping the streets. Do you know the minister Farrakhan had every month to go out and feed the homeless people and to minister to them? Do you know when that came out, or do you even know about it? Yes or no? Cosmo, this question is for you. Are you aware of that? See,
Sir, can you say that again?
I said, are you aware of Minister Farrakhan's mission that every month we go out and feed the homeless and we minister unto them? Do you know how long that's been going on? Do you know when it was brought in and what we do every week sometime and every month? Or do you know about?
No, I'm not.
Okay, stop right there. That's the more answer. See, if you know about that, hold on. Let me shut up and get the face. See, if you know about that, you would never say to me or any other brother, you feel like ministry will be in the streets. Man, look, we've been doing that. You just don't know about it. So you act on your own accord. You act on your own thinking. You act on your own premises without having the understanding and the truth behind it. And this is go back to Faise. This is another reason why we're not so quick to run and jump at other people that you and I may feel that the nation good because there's something you just don't know. Hey, peace.
And this is why I speak, because again, I wrote the letter to Farrakhan. There's nobody in here and nobody in the world write it. I wrote it. And the reason why I wrote it is for the same reason why I teach and speak with everything, to bring things to common ground, to bring things to that center point. And the center point is, we don't want to hear y'all minister no way. That's not the point. The point ain't for niggas to be stand outside talking to us about anything. When I said in the song, I want to see fruit on every block, or what them soldiers for, here's the issue. The NOI feel like they don't got to answer that question. The FOI feels like they don't have to answer that question. What are you for? And if the people are asking that question, then that answer ain't out here. Here's the respects to it. Y'all are still doing work. I don't think my statement validates your work. It's being done regardless of my existence. You're still doing work. It's just that when these people who are lost are having to wonder what that work is, you're not doing what Muhammad did. You're not doing what the most honorable Elijah Muhammad did. You're not going and grabbing
Faze,
the lost found or whatever.
listen, stop. I got to stop you because when you say stuff that's
He's correct. He's correct.
no,
Well,
hold
do you
on.
really feel like
Oh,
you had to
wait,
stop me?
wait.
Like,
Yes, I
or can
had
I
to.
finish? Because you can come in, but you
Hold
don't
on.
have to stop me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I can finish what I'm saying.
oh, I
And
tell you what, I'm
I'm
gonna be
not.
a
If
good
you notice, I
moderator.
ain't taking too long. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pass it to you. And I didn't mute you. I don't know if you were muted.
No,
Can you
I
finish,
muted
Faze? I want to
myself
hear
because
what you're saying.
Okay.
I want this to be an intellectual bill. But go ahead. I shut up.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, again, there's nothing that I can add or take to the NOI from the NOI. That's not the purpose. The purpose is I didn't just mention y'all. I mentioned the Masons. I mentioned the Hebrew Israelites. I don't have to mention the Christians. You know, the Christians been feeding the homeless and ministering to the homeless since before Minister Louis Farrakhan was born. Do you know that ain't nothing new? And that I don't find that to be the philanthropy that people are speaking about. I find that to be philanthropy, but I don't find that to be the philanthropy that people are wanting, right? Because there are homeless people that need to be fed. Yes, anybody could have done that. Farrakhan ain't just anybody. Like you said in the beginning, he's a very powerful man. You understand? He don't have to open his mouth. He can give a nod and mobilize 10 million men. You understand that? So this ain't the same conversation as Pastor Pope Trot from down the street, where he can go out and do the same thing, pass out beans, turkeys, whatever, and tell people to come into the church, right? So it's not to take away from the words. It's to say that when these people who are out here that I'm around, right, I go into these communities, I see them. When I said I want to see you on every block, it's to say that I do respect your presence. It's just that I know. Let's look at this for instance, right? There was a video that was going around. There was a 14-year-old girl in one of these grown men cars, right? And it was another 14-year-old, the 13, 14-year-old girl that was on a run, and she was into the prostitution business. Some other stuff happened. These types of stories pop up. Everyone understands the type of problem that causes in these communities. Everybody knows that. Except these same type of stories, even though they might pop up here and there, is more broad spread than people think. It happens all the time in the communities, and niggas is driving through the hood with an underage female in the car. She's either being brought into the sex trafficking, she's being brought into the prostitution ring, she's being brought into this way of life, that way of life. And it's the same ones that are out there, like you said, dancing and shaking their ass. Those women who are in the mosque, they used to be out there too. And we know that. A lot of the women who in the mosque, they used to be right there at Blue Flame. They used to be right there at Onyx. They used to be right there at Magic City. And somebody grabbed them. Somebody grabbed them. And someone has to be able to stand there and say, wait a minute. Is it because she's dancing this way that she's not to be protected? Is it because this 14-year-old girl is dressing this way that we don't give a damn about her and what her life will become when she doesn't have people who care? What I can say is if the NOI is on every block, the FOI is on every block, and we start to consider as the FOI, the NOI, whoever y'all are, start to consider y'all as family, all right, and people know that your presence is felt, I know niggas ain't gonna just be able to drive through the communities with just anybody in their car. I know the same way the police can set up a drug bust, right? Or what do you call it? What do you call it when they got the little the stop and check thing? I know that the NOI can do that. So I want to leave this point. I'm not saying it's only on the NOI, but I wanted to be clear that my voice ain't my own. I'm just able to articulate. The first thing Cosmo came up on the stage, said, we would like to see y'all in the hood. But you said we don't want you in the hood. Yes, we do. We want anybody who's authentic. And if that's you, we want you there. We want anybody who can show us some type of way. Show us, don't tell us. Show us some type of way to clean up these communities. And here might be the humbling point that may not matter until later to some people. If you're saying you're doing the work, the magnum opus, the great work, and the people that you're claiming to help are saying that work has not been done yet, right? That work has not been done. What happens when the NOI, the Masons, Hebrew Israelites, everybody understand what I'm saying? Instead of responding to events, like you said, they come to you and complain about things that have happened, how about we establish a presence to where nobody feels comfortable doing it anyway? Can you imagine the FOI being on every block? And all I'm asking you is, do you feel like y'all got numbers enough to do that? But you don't make the call at the end of the day. That's why I wrote the letter to the one who does. Because I know in soul he'll hear me. Because he the same one who said it'll be an enlightened rapper that changes everything. Did y'all forget? He said that out of his mouth. It'll be an enlightened rapper that changes everything. Well, tell Farrakhan, I'm that enlightened rapper. And if you're going to tell me that he doesn't have to respond to the youth, for one, or to the people, then that same leadership that you're telling us to respect, that cleric you're telling us to respect, is a dictatorship. And in a dictatorship comes a rebel. It always does. And that rebel leads a rebellion. We will see you and respect you for what you've done, but we will not give you credit for what you haven't done. And what hasn't happened is the lost found of today have not been brought home. Not everybody wants to be Muslim. The one who doesn't want to be Muslim, their life isn't to be protected. Police the communities. Don't just respond to events, police the communities. But we see you in the West End. I'm from Atlanta. In the West End, they always selling the bean pie or the fruit cups and bowls and the final call. They always standing out there. The same ones who out there now, when my mother was 4 years old, they was out there in the West End, in the center where everybody passed through, but not in the communities that are right next to the West End. But they're there making the money. They're there making quota. Down the street is niggas who are running the whole community drug ring and everything. And where's that presence? If your presence is there, it's different. So I'm asking you, here's my question to you. Do you feel, because I appreciate your answer to the first one, where you acknowledged that more could be done, right? Do you feel that the NOI or the FOI or both has the numbers to establish such a presence that could literally more negative things take place?
All right. Oh boy. Let me just say it very straightforward. Just because we have a thought and just because we see things does not always make us right. It makes you right, but it may not make us right. Just because you feel that you can write a letter to Farrakhan and Farrakhan needs to listen to you, that's you. But there's other factors, beloved, that you just are not aware of. With respect to your question, straightforward, do you think that we have those numbers to go out and to do or commit the change that you feel like that it should be? I would say no. I would say no. Now, it's just listening to you and listening to people throughout that always, family, and I get it. I get it. Everybody's going to be criticized. Everybody, and nobody's going to like everybody. You understand what I'm saying? So I get it. It just frustrates me in trying to understand that people are just not knowledgeable enough to speak on certain things that they feel and see and think that the nation should be doing. Like I asked the brother a question, he couldn't answer it. But if you had enough understanding, enough knowledge, if you was in the space I'm in, I think you'd be taking my position and defending and not seeking to say what y'all could be doing better, what you could be doing better. Hell, why don't you get your ass up? Not you, Faise. I'm just saying in general. Why don't you get your ass up and come help us? Why don't you get up? You don't have to join the nation. You know, that's the first thing the minister said at the Million Man March. 85% of the people responding to the Million Man March was Christians. Did y'all know that? You know what he told them?
Yeah, I was there.
He said, He said, I don't want you to change your religion. You don't need to come join the nation. Stay where you at. Do you remember him say that? He said, stay where you at. Just go out and do the work of what you know your community needs. The hell with the title, I'm a Muslim. The hell with the title, I'm a Christian. The hell with the title, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. The hell with all these wonderful titles. Just do the work. So if you come on and join on to us, then maybe we can have these numbers. But don't you sit your ass back and tell us what we need to be doing, and you ain't doing a goddamn thing. Again, this is not talking directly to you. I'm talking in general. See,
now I got a bigger question, y'all.
My question was in
I
the
got a bigger
chat.
question. All right, so look, check this out. So as I listen to you guys have this dialogue, I'm hearing one person say, "Well, we are." Here another person say, "Well, you could be doing this," and it's. I asked this question yesterday. The day before yesterday. I said, "What is it about people who believe that what they deem important, everybody should see that to be what's most important. And if they don't, then they're called asleep and they not awake yet and they ain't reached this point yet." And it's like, why? Because they don't see what you see to be important. Because this is what this stuff starts to seem like. It's like, if I'm not looking at Gaza and all this other shit, I'm asleep. But that's just not important to me. So because it's not important to me, and you want it to be, and it's really important to you, then you want me to now change what the fuck I got going on to pay attention to what you believe should, no, to what you believe I should be paying attention to. Why do people do that?
I can answer that real quick with a question to you, Ink. Don't you finish your tattoos?
Some of them. I ain't gonna
Okay.
say all of them because I have clients.
Okay. What would be the situation or the scenario? Yeah. Okay. Well, I do want to ask a question though. What would be the situation or scenario where you don't finish the tattoo?
The person's threshold, they kind of they get to their threshold, and then upon finishing and setting up a later date to finish, things start to happen in life, and life starts to life, and then there's no completion. Because I've met many of people with incomplete tattoos, and they hadn't gotten them done. Even I have an artist that passed that died with incomplete tattoos.
Okay.
That's kind of
that's a great answer to what I'm about to say, because all right, for the most part you finish your tattoos. That's your work. The brother Eugene, a stand-up guy from what I could see, right? And most of the NOI members that I know are stand-up guys, and they're a part of a work that they didn't start, right? That work was started long ago. The reason why I kept mentioning Lost Found, I'll bring it around, and I'll ask Brother Eugene to speak on that if time allows, is because that is a work that isn't done. And I think that there's been a level of comfort from the work that has already been done that allows for people to speak as if I'm out of the loop when I literally grew up around all of these communities I'm speaking about. So if this is Ink tattoo business, right, then Ink does tattoos. Ink, you would be Fard Muhammad, right? And you start a work, right? If somebody comes along and says, yo, Ink, you didn't finish this tattoo, the next step you would do is, for one, explain why it wasn't finished, like you just did. And then you look into the options or the avenues that you could take to be able to finish the tattoo, so long as the person is there or able to come and show themselves and be available, that work can be finished. Okay, I'm the person, you with me? I'm the person out here that's saying, this tattoo ain't finished. Eugene is a part of a tattoo parlor business. It's a part of tattoo business, right? And I'm saying to Eugene, yo, we got a lot of people out here that, y'all do the tattoos. These people need their tattoos finished. And you're telling me that there's a dress code. You're telling me that not only is there a dress code, we need to research the history of your tattoo business and how many other tattoos you've done and how many drawings you put up in your house, and how you go into the whole conversation of art and crafts and all kind of stuff that I'm not speaking about. I'm only talking about these tattoos are not finished. So my point is, I am 25 years old. I wasn't even alive, I don't believe. Yeah, I wasn't alive for the, the Million Man March. The Holy Tabernacle Ministries did attend, though. That's Dr. Malachi Z. York and the rest of the brothers and sisters who were with him. They did go. HTM was there, and they were supporting. So this was a part of it. We always saluted everybody who came in this walk. That's how we met, Brother Eugene, when it was like, yo, I could say things about Farrakhan. You like, well, because you were saying things about Pops. I said, yo, I can say stuff about Farrakhan. You like, well, go ahead and say it. I said, but I was taught to respect our leaders. So I did acknowledge it. I never disrespected, even though Pops get a lot of disrespect. So my point is, to answer your question, is we're only saying, if you do tattoos, here goes some people that need their tattoos finished. Y'all say y'all here to help people that need their tattoos finished. If you're going to say you're here to help people who need that, if you're going to say you're here to find the people who are lost, if you're on that same lost found mission from over 100 years ago, right? Or nearly 100 years ago. If you're saying you're on that mission, well, then we're coming and saying, hey, look, this part of the mission is what we're part of, and we're seeing that. Look, y'all have more numbers. Y'all have more power than just average Joe Blow who can help. If that's not the case, then I'll leave it at this. It will show over time. It will show. That's why I didn't mention just even the NOI in the letter. I mentioned everybody. I'll say like this, even Dr. York's followers, even the people who were students of Dr. Malachi York, they slacked off. It's been 22 years, and he's been in prison for 22 years, like I said in the letter. And they slacked off. I don't see them nowhere. They swear up and down that they the cream of the crop still and all this, but they're not even doing the works of the ones who were the Ansars and the people who were working right there alongside the minister and the rest of the brothers of the Nation of Islam back in that day and time. So I'm leaving it at this. All I'm saying is, if you do tattoos, if you find lost people and clean them, if you take care of the people, not the NOI, then it's going to show. If you care about the children, not the NOI's children, then it's going to show. If not, then you can say whatever you want to say and I can respect it. But until we can look out our window, and if it ain't in front of our house, it's at the end of the block or down the street or next neighborhood over, and we know that there's a presence of the NOI who takes the same sense of urgency that they did during George Floyd when everybody was outside, everybody had their opinion, and Rizzo Islam was tripping over niggas. I remember that. If we can walk outside and behold at least the presence of it, when they're not selling us something, right? Then we'll be able to say, yo, they out here.
All right. Let me say this to you, and out of all due respect, Faise, you just don't know enough right now. You're smart. You're a very highly intelligent young man. And I always say that I would love to have a son or a son-in-law like you because of your ambition, your intelligence, and just your courage. But I'm going to say this to you respectfully, family. You're just talking. You're talking out a lack of knowing right now. And I say that with all due respect. You just don't know enough right now. And you may be running off of emotions of your desire to want to see better. Family, you was arguing with your own people on this app one time. I remember that. You were going against the very same people who claim to be or love Pop so much.
About what?
And in my defense, y'all was in a room. Y'all was just all over the board. I think it was somebody claimed to be his son or daughter or something, and it was about him messing with little girls. It was something like that. But you know what I'm talking about.
But that wasn't me. That wasn't me. That was literally his other daughter, Uma York. I was just there. They was having a whole, you know what I'm saying? And I'm doing that because when did I come for your character?
All right, so
when did I come for who you are?
You just asked me not to cut you off. Now you're doing it to me. You're doing it to me now. But I'm going to be a good moderator, and I'm going to let you go ahead. You got the mic. Okay.
I want to see if anybody that's listening. I want to see if anybody that's listening, what do y'all think about what y'all are hearing right now, and the proposal to what Faise is saying as far as the work being done, and then now to bring it back to the topic, I ask: is the NOI a representation of the culture? And if they are, and if they are not, why? Because I know a lot of those guys find Islam in jail, like when they're locked up. This is where you can find maybe about what you would say, Eugene, maybe about 40% of the conversion to Islam, or 50%.
Catalyst for my views on in the way. If y'all were there at Savior's Day this year, 2024, and saw the line phase, Cosmo, of the brothers and sisters who was processing and joined the ranks.
Fast lane, it takes that hard stop. That's men, but
I miss you too, man. I miss you especially. That's his nature. So if he's not presented with a way of doing this, he would make a way. And sometimes
I just want to get this clear too. I have spoken from emotion before. I have reacted off of emotion before. This isn't one of those times. And when I did the letter, and when I did the letter, which was a class with the brother Young Elder, I thought long and hard, months before I ever even put it together and said, yo, let's do it. Let's make the address. It wasn't necessarily for Farrakhan because, again, people feel like some people don't have to get response. Y'all seen that. People don't respond to me at all. They respond to everybody else. But it's a reason why nobody responds to me. And what I've calculated that reason is because I'm getting down to the nitty gritty of it. I'm not dancing. I'm not D1 talking about some brother. Let's all work together. You're going to call out 3 people, Jim Jones, Rick Ross, Meek Mill, and you're going to skip over the whole rest of the demonic lineup that you claim that you fighting against. That's not me. We don't bar none. We don't leave any biases. All I'm saying is I know I get one life. It just so happened to be that I was born into the same mission everybody's talking about, which affects this whole conversation of black culture and everything. That's what I was born into. If I wasn't supposed to be, I wouldn't have been. What I've observed is 100% valid, and what I enunciate and articulate is 100% valid also, because I'm able to articulate it. But there are millions of people who feel just like me. And I know Dr. York said this. He was like, yo, Farrakhan is a great speaker. Farrakhan speaks for a lot of people who can't speak how Farrakhan speaks, to say what, you know what I'm saying, they feel, but he's able to do it. So don't overlook that Far Muhammad was, you know what I'm saying, somebody that people didn't think to pay attention to. So was the minister. And Brother Eugene, don't underestimate yourself. Not saying you do, but 10 years from now, who's to say that you're not something that we've never seen before? Who's to say Ink, Los, anybody on this stage, Cosmo, is something that we've never seen before?
Yeah. You've never seen me before.
Right. A sister. It can happen today, tomorrow, where the same person you feel like is speaking from a lack of knowledge, who he's actually speaking from experience, right? He could be that same one that everybody been talking about. So the question would be, why would Farrakhan say, why would the minister Louis Farrakhan say that it would be an enlightened rapper who would come out here and change this world? Why would he talk about that at all? Why would that even be something he mentioned if it wasn't important that somebody who's in that position is able to address these types of things? And I'll leave you with this. The reason why he said it is because it's true. Everybody can understand it, but who's going to acknowledge it? They don't feel like they have to. As soon as I said, I'm going to write the letter, I didn't just get death threats from the niggas in the streets, Eugene. I got death threats from the NOI. I got threats from people who were a part of the organization. It was people under the comments, right? And I can go through my whole DM and show you. I don't have nothing to lie about. People in the comments.
But hold on, let me respond to that right there. I've been sitting back and one saying, but please extend me the courtesy.
Go ahead.
And that's the reason why I DM'd you, because I know you. At least I feel like, and I think I know you. I think I know your heart because I've been gravitating and rotating and vibing with you. And I know the way that it appeared to. That's why I responded.
And that's why, real quick, let me cut it too. And real quick, let me say this. Eugene, did you listen to the letter? And for everybody that's listening, this is not a promo for no letter. Eugene.
Him getting death threats from people who don't agree with him being that person that Minister Farrakhan was actually talking about, which is what he's bringing to Eugene's viewpoint now. Faise. So now we all there. You want to go ahead and play that so we can all hear it real quick?
Yeah, I will. Give me 1 second, load it up. Real
Why
quick.
you doing that? Can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Well, real quick. I'm not gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna load it up. But I want to say the point. The point is, if you hear it, which we will, I appreciate Ink extending that. You know, I'm not disrespecting Farrakhan. However, not all of the ones that are logged in the system as leaders or prophets or whatever you want to call them or us have already been sung. Not everybody's swan song has been heard, right? There are unsung heroes or unsung heroes or prophets or leaders in these communities. I'm just one of the ones with a platform. So I'm having a conversation with Farrakhan and everybody who can hear it. That's not a followers conversation. I'm not one of your followers. I'm not one. I'm the same thing I said to the conscious community. Same thing I said to the hip hop community. I'm your peer, if anything. I'm not one of the little ones. I know what I'm here for already. The same way if you talk to the minister, I'm sure he'll tell you that from a young child, he had some type of inclination that he was going to be something in his realm. So my point is, I didn't disrespect Farrakhan. However, I did say what a lot of people want to say, don't know how to word it, because it'll be the same thing. Somebody's gonna say they're being disrespectful by asking a question of a leader. That's a dictatorship. And when I just said I'm going to write the letter, that's when not only the threats didn't come till after, but it's when I said I want to write the letter that the hate mail, the comment section started. Brothers were saying, here go the key thing, I'll leave it at this. Hey, be careful, brother. And I asked them, not on the song. Hold on. I asked them not on the song, but on the actual teaching I did with the brother Young Elder. I asked the nation who was saying that, the people who were not going to say it's the whole nation, it's the people who were saying it that are a part of the nation. I asked them simply, do I have to be careful how Malcolm X had to be careful? Do I have to be the same amount of careful? Because that's what they were telling him. Be careful. People were saying he was worthy of death. You know what I'm saying? People were saying he deserved to die. And that's why I started off, just so people could understand why that started off that way.
I just want to, Eugene, hold on a second.
Yeah,
I
go
want
ahead,
to understand.
I can't get it.
I want to understand what we're getting ready to face. Are you saying that you wrote a letter to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and that's what we're about to hear?
Why did you exaggerate the honorable?
No, because I am. But I'm asking, I just want clarity. Is that what we're about to hear? Because I want to brace myself for.
Then again, I can be drunk because they don't have a platform like his, right? He didn't actually write the letter directly and send it to the minister. It was a metaphor. I want to use that word to everyone and for everyone to kind of like chime in. All right. So it wasn't a direct letter.
So his letter was to challenge the nation? Is that what that letter we're going to listen to?
How about when you hear it? You walk away with it.
Hold on for 1 second, y'all.
Oh man,
Hold on for 1 second.
When we have these bills
What
like
happened,
this,
Eugene?
we can't. I can't take it, fam. I'm gonna just go on my.
See, this is the thing, bro. This is the thing. For everybody who's emotionally unstable towards their belief system, things like this and practices like this helps you to become more stable in that belief and not get so triggered because of others' opinions about the belief. When you don't even allow yourself to be open for interpretation that other people see this thing as and which you believe in, and you take it as something as disrespect, and to almost classify it as that first before you hear anything about it, I think shows that there's some level of indoctrination that's going on to where you're not willing to even be open, but you want other people to be open to understanding what the nation is about. And you can't have it both ways. These are reciprocal relationships.
It definitely creates a bias towards what he.
See, this is listen to me, family. What up? See the energy of the room. This is
everybody cool.
All right,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sure
we just sharing information. I'm anxious to hit.
No, I'm
Man,
just
can y'all
talking
just
about my
fucking
mama.
shut up? Just be
Hey,
quiet.
just let them talk. Let them talk. Out you.
What I'm saying to you, there's nothing wrong with what we're doing. It's how we're doing it.
And even when they did,
But because you have people, attempt to not be that way in your belief. Because if you believe what you believe, can't nobody change that, no matter how many questions they have.
So before I press play on, I want to get this clear. One more thing. I didn't disrespect Farrakhan. All right. I wasn't raised to disrespect Farrakhan. How I met a lot of people, they disrespected Dr. York. And even when they did that, I still didn't disrespect Farrakhan. I didn't disrespect Prophet Allah. I didn't, Clarence 13X. I didn't disrespect any of the Dr. Benz. None of that was my beefs that people had. I was taught respect our leaders. It always was the other way around. Let's get that clear. And even with that, if somebody ever said, we're going to write a letter to Dr. York or whatever, or it wouldn't be Dr. York at this point that you would really be writing it to, but let's say you wanted to, and asking when the Nubians was going to be able to move this way or the Sabians were going to be able to do this and that and the third, I wouldn't take offense to that. There'll be no reason for me to take offense to that. You understand? Especially if it's true. When that conversation can be had. But they were telling me before I even wrote it, they said, be careful. You understand? So that is the sense of a dictatorship. I don't know what, and I don't think that, I hope that the minister doesn't want that type of response out here when the youth is fighting to get their voice through these same blocks that say you can't even speak on the minister. We can ask questions. I don't care what nobody say, right? But I do have the respect. So you'll hear that. So at the end of the day, we can talk about it briefly afterwards. I appreciate Ink for extending it. Y'all hear what y'all hear. And tell me, was this a letter that I wrote to disrespect, or was it a call to action? And I could have said that I shouldn't be trying to wait.
I mean, Faise, and let's everybody in the room remember, Faise is a part of the youth. He's 25. We're all in our 30s and 40s. So just kind of keep that into consideration as you hear the youth asking for something, and then us being the older generation not even being susceptible to even answer the questions.
All right, so thanks for that clarification, Ink. I appreciate that clarification.
I used to ask questions and what I was brought up in, and I was prevented from, well, pretty much what Faise is saying, don't question something like that. Pretty much saying don't question the word.
Inside the monster, this God even. You listen to the letter. Y'all really witnessed some of what I was saying on this call. You too young. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't got enough knowledge and experience. You know what I mean? Everything I was saying. If he even said, if she out here acting like Sexy Red, you know what I mean? Why I'm gonna sit here and help her? She need to put some clothes on and then ask me to come help. Same thing I'm talking about in a letter. I'm not saying anything out of what people are already saying and what the nation or some members of it are reflecting. So context or protest.
Hey, Faise, let's get some feedback on it.
I just think if you are just really defending him, and I think you're defending him is exaggerated. His audience, who was your audience supposed to be? The entire world? And if you were asking a question, I think that question should have been direct. But you were looking for an audience. You were looking for some people to back you up and to cause conflict and strife amongst our people, our 13% of the population of this country who are at the bottom. You are asking for us to decide something. If you had a question, you could have gone to your local fucking mosque and asked that fucking question. But your intent was so off for me that I'm sitting here crying because it was so offensive. Why would you publicly attack, or even if you want to say it's a question, I call it an attack. Why would you do that publicly for a song? Because you weren't writing that song as something that only a couple of people would hear. You're trying to get famous off that fucking song, in my mind. And to use him, let me do this, Eugene, and to use him, the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, as that bait is offensive to me, because there's a lot of people in our community who are working hard to understand what the nation has to offer, to understand the poetry that Farrakhan spews. It's already hard for us to get away from what we've been taught, to learn something fucking. It's already hard to do that. It's hard for us to understand that the movies that tell our stories are lying to us, and that the nation is one of a few who are trying to tell us the truth. It's already hard for us to make these decisions on our fucking own, and for you to permeate some shit like that only makes things worse for the Nation of Islam's effort, and all of us who are on the side of the Nation of Islam to do for our asses.
All right. So I am so thankful that she was here, because when I was speaking, let me go back to this right quick. See, it's imperative as well as important when we have these high level conversations that you gotta have some type of structure. Whether it's you speak for 2 minutes, nobody cut him off. I speak for 2 minutes, nobody cut him off, and we go back and forth like that.
Wait, listen to my
The
thought, man.
structure's
God,
here.
did you run?
The minister, your mama, anybody.
Doesn't. Now, based on
I don't think he's wrong, Eugene.
Crying. And crying. I got
Faise, this for you. This for you. What's the
And let me address the sister who was crying. Everybody jumped in to tell me some shit. Why you couldn't let me deal with her and speak to her and tell her I understand where she coming from? Why you want to tell me something when the sister just came? If you grateful that, why I couldn't respond to her then? That's what I'm saying. Y'all are about a narrative. I'm about what's being felt out here. I want to tell the sister, I understand where you're coming from. I don't have nothing negative to say about what you felt. You know what I'm saying? I say that it's all valid because everything you were saying, it wasn't against me. I heard what you were saying beyond what the song is about what we're dealing with and how hard it is for people to actually elevate from these same treacherous places that people are leaving people in, right? For some reason, those same people that are saying that they elevated don't feel like it's necessary to actually uplift all those people. I understand what you're saying. For the people that are listening, and y'all heard what y'all heard, you're not going to hear how she heard it. You're not going to hear it how Brother Eugene heard it, right? And that's why I brought up the conversation of them telling me to be careful. Because, Brother Eugene, even though you're saying, I didn't come at you no way. You didn't have to come at me at all. You didn't have to say anything in no comment section. You didn't have to do any of that. You didn't have to say, hey, you could do it this way, do it another way, because before I did it, it wasn't done. You didn't have to do any of that. So I didn't take any disrespect, but I didn't take respect either. You didn't hold the brothers accountable for the threats. You enabled them. You said that there's a reason for them. And that's what I mean. And people don't hold people of their communities accountable. You said on this, you were in one of these rooms going against your own people. You may not know me. I don't care who anybody is. Wrong is wrong. I don't hold a bias. Wrong is wrong. I wasn't on a journey my whole life. I'll leave it with this. I wasn't on a journey my whole life to just validate one side. Do you think that I put Malachi York on a pedestal blindly? I've researched and tested all these other waters. I'm like, yo, this ain't no water hitting on this. I'm not the character that comes up and says to the sister Shia, I'm going to come up off of Farrakhan's name and get fame. You've probably not been in tune because my name getting around anyway. But I didn't do this for fame. And I'll leave you with this. Sister, I understand where you're coming from. Here's what I advise. Don't listen to the teacher. If this letter made you feel how you felt, right? Because I'm asking a question of one of our brothers, and only certain people understand what I'm saying. Farrakhan is my brother, not my minister, not my leader, not my cleric, not any of that. First, he's my brother in Allah. He's my brother in divine. He's my brother on his mission. That's my brother. I asked, which I heard nobody talk about, hey, what's up with Malachi? What's going on with Malachi? What's the update on that?
No,
And
you're using
hold on. I'm gonna let
for
more
your
people come in
fame.
and
That's
speak.
what you're
And then
doing.
you said what?
You're using Farrakhan's name for your fame and your esteem. That's all.
Lady, I don't need that. Lady, I don't
You
need
had a
that.
real
I'll
question
say the
about First
same
Nation.
thing
You
on
would
the
leave it to
corners.
them. You wouldn't put it on a song. You
Listen,
would
you don't
literally
know
write a
me.
letter.
Do a little more research. Listen, I call out gangsters in the city I stay in. Please research me.
Faise? Hold on 1 second, Faise, because this is going back and forth. And
Go ahead. Yeah. I want
You did
I
is
want more
only
people to be able to
open out.
speak.
You
And then
didn't
I'm gonna
have
come
to
around on that
write a
point.
letter.
Sorry, sister, you're gonna be able to speak too. I want
yo,
more people
Faise,
to be able to
this is
speak.
going back and forth. Just hold on 1 second, real quick.
Give me a second, sucker free.
Go ahead.
I want more people to be able to speak. I want to let you know the pinpoint is nobody's touching on what the basis was. I got it loaded up though. Farrakhan's words loaded up. After everybody come in and get their word in, I want to circle back around to the questioning and the reason why I was asking what I was asking. It didn't have nothing to do with just no challenging Farrakhan. There's a bigger picture that's being painted, right, or portrayed.
Okay,
Related.
please don't interrupt me. All I need is a couple minutes, maybe 2.
You touch that sound quality thing?
Yeah.
Can't criticize him. That's what's wrong with him.
Ain't somebody else's idea.
What was I speaking about when it came to Malachi in the song?
I don't care.
And that's my point. So y'all
No,
want me
it's
to
not
hear
your
y'all.
point. That's not your
I
point.
know you want me to
Leave
hear y'all.
Farrakhan. If you
Wait,
can't
But
respect
I know you didn't
Farrakhan,
listen.
you don't have to. If
hold
you're not
on.
supporting him, leave him out your mouth on big platforms. If
Hold on.
you have questions about him, about what he's teaching, then go to the
That's what
source.
I'm saying. She
Because
didn't
it's
listen.
almost
Bro, they
I
coming. Now
respect
you
it.
ready to put your
You didn't listen to the letter.
One
And
mic,
for a
one
while
mic,
we gonna
one
start
mic,
debating.
one mic, one mic, one mic.
People.
And fun. You feel what I'm saying? And you only showing this on now.
ask him directly. You wanted to.
Hold on,
Why don't you put
I
that
was
in
about to
another
speak. I was about
song?
to speak that. I
Why
was about
don't
to
you put
say,
that question in another
I
fucking
don't think in
song?
my heart
And then
that
the whole
Farrakhan
world
feels.
asks that question because
I
you go
don't
to any
think
mosque and ask, and they have answers for you.
this is why I don't want to talk to
When you
y'all. Why would
relying
I
on
do
the
that? Why
movie to
would I?
tell you?
We're on a
Are you
clubhouse
relying on
app.
the movie to
Why would
tell
I
you?
come around your organization to have these conversations with you or go directly to the quote unquote source? And this is how
Yeah,
y'all
y'all gonna fight
respond.
them. You're
This is
right.
how
Y'all
y'all
gonna fight
respond.
them.
You feel what I'm saying? And you only showing this on an app. And let me tell you something on record. This ain't 1960s. This ain't that. I don't care what anybody says. There will be no threats that will be ignored. I'll tell you that. And I shoot back. I shoot first.
And so this is
So if it becomes a situation like niggas are trying to
when
make it
you
to
have a
be,
big
that I need to be
platform
careful
and
for
you
having this
raise
conversation,
hell to
and I'm
cause
asking you,
distinction
can you
between
stop
people
speaking
who
over
are
me?
already
Because I
struggling to
already told you I respect where you
unify.
coming from.
And that's your answer.
Can you
Oh,
just
fuck
stop
them.
speaking over me?
I got shit to
All
give
right.
them back. And that's your answer after causing shit. You want to say, I'm not afraid of your fucking threats.
Yeah, that's a fact. What are you talking about? Is this new? Don't this sound so familiar?
After you start to your motherfucking ass had questions, you can went to your fucking minds instead of blowing Farrakhan up, trying to make faith for your fucking self.
This
And
how they
whatever
this
you
this
say,
what
you
happened. It starts it
Phase, let me
starts
ask
like
her
this.
something, Phase. Hold on, Phase. Let me.
piece of paper yourself.
So look, I already know your stance on this. So it's like it's kind of weird you keep jumping in. You feel what I'm saying? If you're listening to a song and it can cause you to get this angry, and then somebody asks you to actually recount what you heard, you're not responding from the place of that's why I told you in the beginning, you're not actually upset with me. You can't be. It has to be some type of conditioning that causes you to respond this way. I respect it. But you're not
Ship when you
you're
pissed
not
me
upset with me. There's
in
no
that,
way you could be upset with me. Because
and
if
you
I
did
ask you any of the
overbearing. You ain't
questions about this
respecting the
song,
minister, then
if I
you lost the listeners. So if anybody is
Why
going to
does
no,
listen
he
I
to
ain't
have
you,
to
lose
give
anybody.
that man
you want to
respect?
respect the minister,
I
and
He
heard
don't.
you.
The fact that I did a relax. So check this out. Here go my thing with you, sister, again. And you a sister. So inherently, I've been taught to respect you a whole nother way. Right? I respect where you're coming from. I don't have no issue with you. You didn't listen. If you did, it's not saying that you wouldn't have the same type of response. You would at least be able to answer what I'm asking you. The reason why I asked it is just to see, okay, this is me really trying to see what part of this was really the inflammatory part. The fact that I did a rap song when Louis Farrakhan is saying, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is saying that it'll be an enlightened rapper that comes out here and makes these changes. Okay, I been stood up before he ever said that. Okay, that's me. I come out, I produce this that nobody else could have produced because, again, it's always disrespect, right? Like Eugene was saying, they don't really want to get down to the bottom of things. They just have an issue with y'all. I don't have an
And so
issue
there,
with y'all.
and if that is how we consume this, we don't need no details. You don't need to ask me what your first sentence was in the rap song to
I didn't ask
validate my
that. I
opinion.
asked a
No,
very
you don't need to
okay.
do that.
I'm gonna see how well you know your
No,
leader.
don't well me
So
know nothing.
I'm gonna ask you
I'm
a question to see
offended
where
at
I'm not gonna ask
Farrakhan. I
just
got
you. Okay, well
questions.
then you can respectfully you can
Well,
stop
I
speaking to
got
me. You
Farrakhan.
know
I
what I'm
got
saying?
questions.
And we
You
can open up the
ask
floor for more people
sincere
to speak.
questions. You
Yo,
wrote him a
can I
fucking
can I
letter
add on?
instead
So
of sitting
what?
there
Yeah, go
Wait a
writing
ahead.
minute.
letters
What
and
triggered
telling
this? Phase?
Regarding Malachi, right? If you really paid attention, okay, well then you can respectfully you can stop
Well,
speaking, right? Okay, well then if you really paid attention, the central point of the letter, right? She connects with. What did Farrakhan say in regards to Malachi? What did he say? Now, I'm about to play it. It's like 30 seconds, right? And I want you to really listen to what's being said. It's 30 seconds, ain't longer than that. And then I want you to think about why I said what I said regarding Malachi's situation. He's been tortured in prison for 22 years. You don't have to care about any of that. But Farrakhan mentioned it. So I want you to listen to what he says when he's mentioning it. And I want you to tell me again what would be my point of writing this letter. 22 years in the game, going on 23 years.
They heard Malachi York. They heard a brilliant black brother. They saw him building a small nation here in Georgia. Is he the Messiah? Trumped up charges. Break up this movement. Put brother in jail. Watch for the leader.
Okay, so real quick, he said they heard Malachi York. They saw him building a nation in Georgia. He said, Trump, he said, is he the Messiah? That's what they were asking. Is he the Messiah? He said, trumped up charges. Put brother in jail. Okay, rewind to the point that Farrakhan is not the average man. He's not the Joe Blow from down the block. Eugene said it. He's a very powerful man. He spoke on the fact that the charges were trumped up. Do you not understand what that means? That means Farrakhan has looked into the case. And if Farrakhan has looked into the case and came to a conclusion, which I would at least assume he would have looked into the case before speaking of the fact that they were trumped up charges, that means Farrakhan know about his situation. Farrakhan not the average man. So I'm not the only one who's wondering. I asked in the song by saying, Elijah would have helped our brother. Tell me, is that true or not? Malcolm would have helped our brother. Tell me, is that true or not? Somebody can help our brother. Tell me, is it true or not? He's been in prison for 22 years being tortured. So I'm asking if there was anything that Farrakhan could do to help one of our brothers who the most honorable Elijah Muhammad told people was coming. He wrote the exact book that Elijah Muhammad prophesied about and put the same exact type of knowledge and information that said was coming, and everybody wanted to go and walk with Waterfeen Muhammad. Everybody wanted to continue to walk with Farrakhan, but nobody wanted to listen to what the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said. It said, pay attention who comes with this book of land, pay attention to them, walk with them. And he fulfilled all prophecies that you can't just fulfill by waking up. He did everything that he said they were going to do, right? And they still didn't listen. So I'll leave you with this. To the sister and to anybody who's listening who's a part of that nation, when were y'all going to help him? Farrakhan mentioned it. He talked about trumped up charges. Everybody talked about Matulu and all these other political prisoners. Why did he not have not only the help, but the press, the covering, all of that to get him out of those jaws of the beast? That's what I'm asking. And acknowledging. Give me 15 seconds. Give me 15 seconds.
Minds to where they can't even have a fucking conversation about this dude, bro. It's like, what the fuck is this man doing to y'all? Like, our rationality goes out the window.
And thank you again, Faise, for clarifying what you meant on your message. Like, I get it now.
That boy came with receipts.
I'm under the impression that Farrakhan kind of could have did the advocacy work, kind of like what Al Sharpton be doing for people. So I do get where you're coming from. Yeah, would anybody like to?
Yeah, I would like
anybody
to
like to?
I would like to add. What she is saying is you've placed doubt in her mind about some things, and that's the damage that you do when
you putting words in my mouth. You're gonna put words in my mouth. Are you putting words in my mouth?
No, I didn't. You just said it. I'm
talking about.
You
didn't let her finish what she was saying.
True.
You labeling shit. You feel me? If you want
the 25-year-old,
why did the 25-year-old? I ain't gonna take so much longer on this. I'm gonna say it ain't the same, and we ask for the same. And why did the 25-year-old have to ask these questions? You forgetting I'm younger than everybody in this damn room, right? Probably not, Cosmo. I don't know.
Do you think the 25-year-old
why did the 25-year-old
have questions?
Why did the 25-year-old
you're the only one who didn't have tact.
Hold on. Why did the 25-year-old have to ask?
No, you were the only one who didn't have tact. We all
why did the 25-year-old?
Don't yell at that man. He ain't your child.
Let's just be clear. Let's be clear.
Yo, can somebody tell Miss Shia that she's being irrational?
Listen, so Sugar Free, come on, dog.
She's being
Listen,
irrational, bro. Why you can keep on going back and forth with you? You're gonna
I'm not
get
trying to go
He's
back and
keeping
forth. I'm trying to have a
decorum, so I
conversation.
could
And
let
since
him
you
You're
go
keep
not
ahead
jumping
gonna
on
and
the
have a
mic,
finish his
conversation.
point.
so it appears that we're going back and forth, but I'm really still speaking. You know what I'm saying? She's just jumping out. When you think of Farrakhan didn't always speak in so-called the best of ways. He went off on people. He said things that I'm sure he wouldn't really agree with in today's day and age as an elder. So he have all this so-called tact that everybody keep trying to talk about. And remember, Malcolm X with the picture with the rifle standing by his window. Remember when they was questioning Malcolm X, say, "Yo, ain't you afraid of what you saying? Death can come to you." So I'm a dead man already. Oh, okay, remember this ain't nothing new that you doing. When people try to silence somebody who got questions, and Malcolm X had valid questions too. You gonna tell me he did it? He had valid questions too
So the
about what
truth
was
comes
going
out.
on.
So the truth
He
comes out.
had valid, yeah, but the truth, a lot
For
of
the
that truth
purpose
still
of
hasn't
that
come out. A
song.
lot of that truth still hasn't come out.
No, yeah, the
And
truth
that's why I
comes
tell
out.
people to pay attention. Listen, nobody is beyond reproach. Let's get that clear. But I did not disrespect the minister.
No,
Simple
you
as
just
that.
said
Yo,
you have no respect
yo.
for him. So how do you have respect when you already just said you have no respect for him?
I don't know. I think they right. You might be a little. Oh, because when did I say that? When did
He
I?
never
I don't have no
did.
respect for the
He
Just
minister.
never
said it. So
did,
many words you
man.
just
No,
said it.
Okay, you got it. You got it. All right.
no,
One more time.
you don't
Nobody
have.
is beyond reproach. Nobody is beyond reproach. I did not disrespect the minister with this line of questioning. Simple.
He made the song, so he's the author of the song, and he's letting you know right now that he didn't disrespect, so we can move forward. Respect. Like he was saying,
Really serve your brain real quick when you say.
you can add it on.
No, I'm really asking you so that you could like really serve your brain real quick when you say you.
Like he was saying, he was showing you Farrakhan acknowledged that he was a master, a messiah, right? But I think Farrakhan is too high up to come down. That's what it is. Like just how I'm seeing it. I think he's too high up to come down because he want to reign. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. And then I also want to speak on, add on to what Elijah was saying about a master. I know, Faise, I got a different opinion on it, but we could build on it a little. As far as because Clarence came after too, so like I don't know how we. You can add it on.
No, I'm really asking you so that you could like really serve your brain real quick when you say you're trying to deduce how did I come to that conclusion. What was the Book of Lamb that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad spoke about?
I'm not in Nation Islam, so I wouldn't know.
Okay, so yeah, we don't got to go too much in depth about it. I'll keep it like this. Brother Young Elder and I did a class called Letter to Farrakhan, right? Where I speak about it a whole lot more.
Can we play
Break it
that
down to the
song
science.
again, Faze?
You said what?
Can you play that song again?
No. The Brother Young Elder and I did a class called Letter to Farrakhan, and I talk about a whole lot more about the breakdown of the Book of Lamb. Keeping it 15 seconds simple, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad spoke about somebody coming with that type of knowledge of Book of Lamb. It went beyond what the Supreme Mathematics and all of this is talking about. It went beyond that. And that was happening in the 60s and 70s, right? So if you aren't aware, Malachi took it way further than Clarence 13X. As far as all of the information, if you wanted to talk about that any time beyond this, you can, again, research it, hit me up, whatever. But that's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? It goes beyond what people want to believe. It's just a fact.
Word, real good on that. But the
Of trumped up charges. Do y'all understand?
act on it as well.
And real quick, I appreciate that we can do this in and out. I said, our brother. Our brother.
He's not your
Why am I
brother.
speaking? I'm speaking like this because, right? And maybe you're right, because not everybody who's a leader or a cleric or a minister is with us. So maybe you're right.
Publicly do your brother like this.
Maybe you're right. Well, I don't know. You don't know me again.
Yes, no,
I'll
you
publicly
would do
watch my
your
brother
brother
now.
like this.
If he wrong, that's
Not
my
brother.
brother. And we can chastise our brother.
Not
And
publicly.
we can yes, we can.
Publicly.
You don't, I'm not going back and forth with
You not
Stop.
publicly.
Stop. Relax. Okay? Here's what I can say. I said our brother. And I didn't just say, you mentioned Dr. York. He spoke of trumped up charges. Do y'all understand the gravity of that? Everybody talks about political prisoners, spiritual prisoners. The government came for this. The government came for that. If you know that these charges were trumped up, that's why I asked. And I asked because I can. What's the update on that type of awareness? Because I know if that was Nori, I know if that was any of the other brothers who came before any of these brothers who are out here now, there will be a push and a pull about getting them out of them jaws of the beast. And you cannot tell me that somebody can know about trumped up charges being placed on somebody for 22 years, hear about what's going on with their situation for 22 years, and all they do is say that their charges were trumped up and they're Farrakhan. I have the right to ask what happened. This ain't about me.
Yeah, you got a right
This
to
ain't
ask,
about me.
but that how you ask is the problem.
I tell you, here go the situation, right? I don't trust. I
Wasn't buying
trust.
your rap song. So and that's when so you get the money and without the answer because that's
Listen, if anybody know me, I've been fundraising since you met me, right? I think it's very clear. The money ain't there yet. I've been fundraising.
But he's got to buy it, and everybody on the stage has to buy it.
Listen, I've been fundraising since you met me. But before you,
Yo, wait up. Yo, hey, when did this turn into the try phase? This,
Can I speak? Even if it's an issue.
you know, kind of when she dissed the Pope, and fuck, so you could say,
different type of cloth though. When I didn't even cuss, and I cuss, and I make sure I'm not even gonna cuss in this letter. Da 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 da. I've observed the nation disrespect Pops, and I still don't disrespect Farrakhan. I'm built from a different type of cloth though. When the general says something,
X, man, what the fuck you expect?
but again, I don't know if they killed Malcolm X. All I know is if Farrakhan would have never said what he said, the people probably would never looked in his direction as hard as they did. If he would have never said he was worthy of death, if he would never said we punished him like a nation or dealt with him like a nation did, if some of those things were never said, they wouldn't be under the fire that they was under. So Farrakhan spoke with fire. Farrakhan spoke disrespectfully on the day. I didn't.
Now let me be the devil's advocate and leave this all on me, Faise. I take all the burden of this. So you're gonna tell me that man is not a CIA operative?
Again, here go my point, right? Even if I knew that, if you hear me, that ain't what I'm trained to do. I have a general. That's Dr. Malachi York, whether nobody likes it or not. And certain things was, listen, do you know how many rooms people done did disrespecting Pop? You know how many things people done did? And listen, ain't no death threats been sent. You know how many people still making money off of going live and no death threats being sent to nobody. We ain't doing anybody who listen, even Jacob York, his own son, who brought these charges, Pop put the call out from the get-go. Nobody touched Jacob. We from a different cloth. And he also put, in 2004, he made it clear, point, and simple. He said, yo, if Farrakhan says he's this, we're going to respect that. If Clarence 13S says he was saying he was that, then we're going to respect that. If he said, don't disrespect the leaders. Okay, I listened, right? So my thing is, they don't feel like they have to give that same type of respect, and I respect that, so I'll leave it at this. I didn't disrespect the minister. I did call out the minister, but I called out everybody that thinks that they have this position or has this position, whatever it is, because I'm about change, and I know myself by myself. I ain't gonna be able to do all of this by myself. So I salute the Nation of Islam for what they've already accomplished and what they can accomplish, and I call them forth. If we're gonna be told, I'll leave it at this, that we can't do that, then y'all are running a dictatorship, and I don't agree with that. And I know even Pops don't run that, because he would say, listen, only a fool ducks when the truth is thrown at him. If I throw the truth at you and you duck, then he said that's a fool. He would say, yo, he the first one who was doing this. He opened up the mosque when he was in Islam and said, come in and ask me questions. He opened up the church when he was in Christianity. He said, come in and question me, right? Farrakhan, a million miles away from the shore. You can't tell me I should have wrote a letter. Actually, I'm going to leave it at this. You don't tell me what the fuck to do. You probably forgot who you're talking to, right? I just decided that we were going to address it this way, and we'll leave it at this. We addressed it this way. Farrakhan could have helped our brother. If Farrakhan don't feel like he got to respond, that wasn't even what it was all the way about. It was me to bring an attention to people to say, look, this person I have been consistent in that regard. This ain't about no money grub. I'm closing. This ain't about no, I'm gonna do this, get famous. If you know me, before I had the big following, this is what I've been on. Everybody knows Phase One is the one who he's serious about Malachi York, and he's serious about the people, and he's serious about everybody else people. He won't let any of these people go without if he can help it. Okay, so what make you
Your face. Hold on,
that
face.
Farrakhan is exempt from that type of questioning when I know what can be done? It ain't being done.
Yo, Faith, check this out. Hold on 1 second. So use your objective mind, everybody that can listen to me, and understand this. We have two spiritual leaders. One spiritual leader, not by faith talking about it, me talking about it. One spiritual leader studied all the spirits, every spiritual leader, and became like an ultimate spiritual leader.
I'm saying that mind you're doing this and me fight.
When you really pay attention, a lot of people ain't even on that no more. Even what people was on, all that soul food shit, all that, you know what I'm saying, 40s and, you know what I mean? And people really moving toward health and wellness.
Watch this, Faze. Watch this, dial up.
NOI being
Is brainwashing.
I was born and raised in a Southern Baptist. I decided to venture out and start research as the right and the freedom to yourself.
Everybody involved me in the conversation. I said like this: people gonna get better, or people gonna get worse. People gonna get better, or people are gonna get worse. Is some people live near each other. Sometimes you have geographical differences. You know what I'm saying? Historical differences. People are going to get better, or people are going to get worse. I never felt a part of a black culture because I already know the science behind all that. I've been a Mason. I've been a Moor. I've been Nuwapian. I've been Sabian. Whatever you want. I've stepped into all of these walks and tested and seen all of it. Here's what I'm grateful about with my upbringing. I'll leave it at this. Science. Right? It's just the more science you know, because it's almost like saying the same thing. The more know you know, even meaning the more you can say, hey, if I turn on this, it's going to either be hot or cold, right? Or you walk into a stove as a child, you probably don't know it's hot, but you learn it's hot. Okay, you just learned that this is hot, right? Which means you understand the potential of it being hot, which means you'll be more cautious, which is what we taught as Masons. I'm grateful for that type of science because here's what I know. Whatever anybody put on as one thing, because that's what we literally call it. That's just put on, right? Was in you, meaning what's literally your brain and how it works and your dopamine, all this other stuff that people are really dealing with, your addictions and your vices, right? And whether or not you can detach from them. And that's determining whether or not you're going to be better or worse. I'll leave you with this. If you, as a people, whoever the people, a people, this person, whatever, if you want to be better, know more about things, learn more about things, right? And to answer the question that people ask about, what about the having a group thing? It's like being in the gym, right? You might get more motivation from having a trainer. You might have more motivation from just having your boys there with you or your girls there with you, right? It's not saying that you necessarily need it. However, it helps people at times. When we do fasts, we do it all together. Not because we're a part of some cult or some group. We do it all together because there's more people being held accountable through each other, even if they're not in the same group. So I'll leave it at, I would like to see more people be Christian. I would like to see more people be Muslim or whatever, spiritual, whatever they would need to be to just get their life in order. That's it. Deal with less inflammation in the body. Deal with less mental health issues. Whatever it is it takes people to deal with that, I'm all for it. And to date, it doesn't seem like the so-called black culture is promoting that, which is why most people are moving away from what black culture is perceived to be.
Well, Phrase, with that being said, would you call black culture just being a label that people were either taught to subscribe to without their entire knowledge of what the science of accepting black to be?
It's like everything else, family. It's a label. We don't really need it. You know, we don't really need it at all. Again, you don't need that to do better. And I think that the whole racism, all that stuff that happened, the prejudice, I really do agree. That's not something that we have to or need to take on for ourselves. If you see somebody that's a Caucasoid and they're hungry, right, help them. You know what I mean? Don't pass up on the Caucasoid homeless man and then help the melanin dominant one. Help them both. And don't use your own blindness to let it be, oh, he wouldn't have helped me. So what? You help them anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's not hurting you to help them. That type of thinking. Not only just the wellness of self and the betterment of self, but looking at other people in your communities and all around that you can do something about and say, we want to get better. The brand of Black culture isn't, you don't need that to do that. It's when you put a brand on it that people start saying, oh, it's us or them, or whatever this is. Not everybody feels the same way that everybody feels. You with me? That's why the culture, like the brother was saying earlier, you become a part of something, you start doing things a different way, right? Okay, if that's what it takes to have a better life, okay, with as least suffering as possible, then that's what we've been working to get people to see. If they don't see it, it becomes less of, you gotta come do it this way. You gotta clean up if you take your car to the Billy Bob's car wash and it gets clean, okay. You take it over to Sarah or Tasha them car wash and it gets clean, okay. If people stop trying to bully who's the one who's going, what community, what this is going to do it, then more people will be like, yo, the whole root of it is you will know the truth and the truth will make you free. Become scientists. And scientists look at things and say, wait a minute, hold on. My car is messy. Wait, hold on. This is clean. This isn't healthy for me. If you want to live longer. No, not everybody wants to live longer. Well, not everybody cares about that. And then you start taking that into consideration. You feel me? You don't need it. We want it. We don't need no label on this. Just do better. Be scientists again and take this shit over. You know what I'm saying? Your life over. Not no realm or no world. Take your life over and have some say-so in it. And
Hold on, Faise. You said something that made a lot of sense. Be scientist again. This generation is going according to the fucking books that were written by the big.
They ask me what's this coming to. I have a Nobel Peace Prize. If I knew, if I sit here and vent with you, that'll be a hell of an interview. Besides, when Lucifer fell, we cried. He used to be there in the skies with me. Are the humans aware that it's not what it seemed? You was a young and you signed as a teen. Grandma, baby, grab me a switch. Codeine in bottles, we never grew up. OGs taught us to never to trust. My little brothers, they looked up to you. 14 years old, trying to cop a little tool. What do y'all know about some odds? You in school, you can rock bulletproof, but you not bulletproof. One of them wanted to be an esquire. One of them wanted to sing in the choir. Rappers like you, they released on the children, and all of a sudden they demons and sliders. Now people inquire. They ask me what's this coming to. I have a Nobel Peace Prize. If I knew, if I sit here and vent with you, that'll be a hell of an interview. Besides, when Lucifer fell, we cried. He used to be there in the skies with me. All the humans aware that it's not what it seemed. It came to a head, but it's stuck till it's finished. The dangers of letting these puppets keep spinning. The slanging Berettas was just the beginning. They claiming 3 letters end up with a sentence. You say you produced the music that they murdered to. No more fighting shit out, they prefer to shoot. Birdman did exactly what birds would do. Hit peck, get a check to the curb with you. And now look, say you wanna work with God and be real. Are you on this earth to lie? Cheat still, they say Bond deserved to die. Cause he killed, was he punished for the lives that he peeled? I ain't saying it, only stating the wonder. I ain't industry, I'm the nigga that's taking it under. Before the trial over, I got something to say to your honor. Somebody missing one of the witnesses, they taking their time to get to the courthouse. Sorry how late he's running. What is his name? I'm looking here at the page. It's funny cause I thought he was no longer in the land of the living. Give me a second, he goes by the name G Money. Cantrell knew him well before he came into money. I wonder how did he come up on the fame that he wanted? On what ground? Overruled, keep it coming. The prosecution is outside of the games that he running, but recess, I don't want you to be stressed. Trying to figure out if I'ma switch up on a beat, yes. Where am I even going with this shit? Just let me think, let's start from the beginning and refresh. They ask me what's this coming to. I have a Nobel Peace Prize. If I knew, if I sit here and vent with you, that'll be a hell of an interview. Besides, when Lucifer fell, we cried. He used to be there in the skies with me. Are the humans aware that it's not what it seems? It's not what it seems. New Atlanta, new shot, new Louisiana. You decide, new choice, what you be a fan of. Choose God, it's the voice of the people, damn it. Really, we don't don't need no fans to defeat the phantoms. Ghost stories in the middle of the golden age. You mean to tell me none of them blogs ain't know this phase? Meanwhile, this talk of the town, they just know to say it quiet. Keep Wallace talking down on another page. But keep talking, I'ma smile when it comes a day when I can no longer come in town, cause they know my face. On that same day, whole town getting blown away for the iniquity that abounds. Cause you know that they never bow down to the ground till it go to shape. Back to the court, I put them on trial, sir. The only way I'm continuing is if I'm allowed to be motivated by the haters sitting in the crowd when they laugh. Cause I'm rocking slabs, cause even to now I'm never known to take shorts. That's the reason for the trial, sir. So the case is, as long as niggas stay in they seat so they know they place, I won't have to go out of bounds when niggas go to play. Hoping I'm not losing my point guard. Anyway, that's right, NBA never broke again. We were men, all the renegades, stepping on the gin, deleting all that's in the way. Never been afraid to begin what I did what they didn't wanna do. I call names, did away with saying that. And you tell me this how I get repaid. Niggas hate like I went and traded sides for minimum wage. Looking at my age like a crutch, but clutch is what it came in. I really related to niggas, I ain't just shame them. If I were raised how they were raised, I could've became them. NBA young boy, I could've became him. Could've been worse in the game, remember, ask Jane him. Boy lost his grandmama, I know that it pain him. My grandmama left when I was only 7. I wasn't able to cry till I turned 23. 16 years of that pain in. Know that you wish you could wake up and see it. Know that your heart took a turn in that moment. I never comprehended evil either. I came up on love and that's all that we wanted. That's all that we needed. And now we grown and don't know how to receive it. Came up in that jungle, so how is it even when they get to speaking about opportunities to be a new being? So here is my hand to you. I'm not your judge. I know you looking for love. Right now I stand with you. I hope you don't fall. Know that I fight for a cause. It's larger than me. I'll give you pardon, my friend. Won't curse you at all when I speak. Gotta come home when you hear this and know that it's serious. Know that who's talking ain't me. They ask me what's this coming to. I have a Nobel Peace Prize. If I knew, if I sit here and vent with you, that'll be a hell of an interview. Besides, when Lucifer fell, we cried. He used to be there in the skies with me. Are the humans aware that it's not what it seemed? You was a youngin', you signed as a teen. Grandma, baby, grab me a switch. Codeine in bottles, we never grew up. OGs taught us to never to trust. My little brothers, they looked up to you. 14 years old, trying to cop a little tool. Fuck do y'all know about some odds? You in school, you can rock bulletproof, but you not bulletproof. One of them wanted to be an esquire. One of them wanted to sing in the choir. Rappers like you, they released on the children. And all of a sudden, they demons and sliders. Now people inquire. They ask me what's this coming to. I have a Nobel Peace Prize. If I knew, if I sit here and vent with you, that'll be a hell of an interview. Besides, when Lucifer fell, we cried. He used to be there in the skies with me. All the humans aware that it's not what it seemed. It came to a head, but it's not till it's finished. The dangers of letting these puppets keep spinning. The slanging Berettas was just the beginning. They claiming 3 letters end up with a sentence. You say you produced the music that they murder to. No more fighting shit out, they prefer to shoot. Birdman did exactly what birds would do. Hit pet, get a check to the curb with you. And now look, say you wanna work with God, then be real. Are you on this earth to lie? Cheat still, they say Bond deserved to die. Cause he killed, was he punished for the lies that he peeled? I ain't saying it, only stating the wonder. I ain't industry, I'm the nigga that's taking it under. Before the trial over, I got something to say to your honor. Somebody missing one of the witnesses, they taking their time to get to the courthouse. Sorry how late he's running. What is his name? I'm looking here at the page. It's funny cause I thought he was no longer in the land of the living. Give me a second, he goes by the name G Money. Cantrell knew him well before he came into money. I wonder how did he come up on the fame that he wanted? Objection! On what ground? Overruled, keep it coming. The prosecution is outside of the games that he running, but recess, I don't want you to be stressed. Trying to figure out if I'ma switch up on the beat, yes. Where am I even going with this shit? Just let me think. Let's start from the beginning and refresh. They ask me what's this coming to. I have a Nobel Peace Prize. If I knew, if I sit here and vent with you, that'll be a hell of an interview. Besides, when Lucifer fell, we cried. He used to be there in the skies with me. Are the humans aware that it's not what it seems? Not what it seems. New Atlanta, new shot, new Louisiana. You decide, new choice, what you be a fan of. Choose God, it's the voice of the people, damn it. Really, we don't need no fans to defeat the phantoms. Ghost stories in the middle of the golden age. You mean to tell me none of them blogs they know this phase. Meanwhile, this talk of the town, they just know to say it quiet. Keep Wallace talking down on another page. For the age, you mean to tell me none of them blogs ain't know this phase? Meanwhile, this talk of the town, they just know to say it quiet. Keep Wallace talking down on another page. But keep talking, I'ma smile when there comes a day when I can no longer come in town, cause they know my face. On that same day, whole town getting blown away for the iniquity that abounds. Cause you know that they never bow down to the ground till it go to shake. Back to the court, I put them on trial, sir. The only way I'm continuing is if I'm allowed to be motivated by the haters sitting in the crowd when they laugh. Cause I'm rocking slats, cause even to now I'm never known to take shorts. That's the reason for the trial, sir. So the case is, as long as niggas stay in they seat so they know they place, I won't have to go out of bounds when niggas go to play. Hoping I'm not losing my point guard. Anyway, that's right, NBA never broke again. We were men, all the renegades, stepping on the gin, deleting all that's in the way. Never been afraid to begin what I did, what they didn't wanna do. I call names, just did away with saying names. And you tell me this how I get repaid? Niggas hate like I went and traded sides for minimum wage. Looking at my age like a crush, but clutch is what it came in. I really related to niggas, I ain't just shamed them. If I were raised how they were raised, I could've became them. NBA young boy, I could've became him. Could've been worse than the game member, ask game them. Well, I said grandmama, I know that it pain him. My grandmama left when I was only 7. I wasn't able to cry till I turned 23. 16 years of that pain in. Know that you wish you could wake up and see it. Know that your heart took a turn in that moment. I never comprehended evil either. I came up on love and that's all that we wanted. That's all that we needed. And now we grown and don't know how to receive it. Came up in that jungle, so how is it even when they get to speaking about opportunities to be a new being? So here is my hand to you. I'm not your judge. I know you looking for love. Right now I stand with you. I hope you don't fall. Know that I fight for a cause. It's larger than me. I'll give you pardon, my friend. Won't curse you at all when I speak. Gotta come home when you hear this and know that it's serious. Know that who's talking ain't me. Yeah.
Already though.
Young nigga chasing UFO pajamas on. Stop motion animation on the camera phone. Hold on. You can't just come in and do the shit that you fucking did. Hold on. Alright. Damn, I lost my voice, but I ain't lose my voice. Yeah, I spoke it up just like a ruler does. They been talking shit, I ain't gon' hold you. Talking crazy, but it ain't nothing they gon' do to me. Somebody's coming to take me away. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hear the trumpet. Somebody's coming to take me away. Away. Young nigga headed for big. That nigga feel like Mega Man taking longer cause he chose to keep it true instead of lying. Tell me why I wouldn't keep it G with you. You said you mine. You said it. Young nigga playing shots in the middle. Young nigga with a spine made of metal. New song had to find me a melody. Sweet little sweet cherry. Hit a trumpet. Somebody's coming to take me away. The trumpet, somebody's coming to take me away. Hey, it's real close feeling. You can hear it in the wind. I'm ready. You was a young nigga with a cross you couldn't bear. Know you still can feel that pain from that miscarriage. God forgive you for that abortion, I'm being serious. Crown to the ground, give it away, that shit ain't yours. You killed your brother over money, blood diamonds. Nightmares through the shadow, ain't no sun shining. Slept with your sister husband and you still ain't told about it. Popping perky, find depression, shit got your soul clouded. You gotta come home rapping. Hey yo Joe, do your whole life consist of home rapping? Hey yo Tasha, get off your back, go get your own profit. Hey yo Ricky, you conspired against your own partner. Hey yo Jacob, this been a short walk on a long walking. You just warming up, finna get into it. Okay, give me one reason to put your name in the book of life. Where you gon' be at when we pull up? You better look alike. Church full of hungover fornicators, they throwing stones. Not the hard y'all out, ass wood, it's too grand to be thrown. See, Granny told her God will watch it, could Granny be wrong? But what's this eye that I see in the sky? Missiles over Georgia, strike Atlanta, y'all demons gon' die. Over it is 19, just look at my feet on the fire. Open up your soul, put that flow on repeat and Jeff I. One day we all gotta stand in the presence of God. I'm already crying for my niggas, I left them behind. They don't even know that they in hell, they done slept through the alarm. We send every message, you can't say that they never will warn. Some of y'all been here so many times you weren't planning on going. You done got attached to this illusion the devil is drawn. We getting all the illustrate, awake and prepared for the storm. Where you going? Waking up at night and you can't move and somebody scream your name? That was us. Come home. Trying to get sexual in your dream and you feel that pain? That was us. Come home. Trying to get your attention every way that we can. Take a stand and you'll be strong, and every day is the weekend. You gotta get that off your chest, you keep it family secrets. And I know just how you feel, I don't just stand in the bleachers. Nobody wants to be judged, so you hide it inside. But you can't hide it from yourself and you can't hide it from God. You make mistakes, you gotta find a way to visit that river. Lay down your burdens, get in that cold water, yeah, you gon' shiver. The Anunnaki watching all of y'all on the big screen, doing the overseers. You call them angels. And to the government that swear they running shit, what about that mothership? Y'all in danger. Okay? Okay. Come home. Yeah. Go out like no hoe. Yeah. Switch up on the bros. Wow. Ride around with no heat. Let a pussy nigga play me out the streets. Like, the fuck is you saying? Kill without no reason. I play with it, I'm squeezing. Rah. Abort the cars and play my poppin' down. Say what I say and not expound. Now. All I've been thinking about is tell me how it's going down. I can feel my ancestors smiling on a nigga now. Save a halo for your descendant, he living kinda wild. But if I never go there, I'ma get somebody out. Shit, I was in the parking lot at midnight on my knees. I can't hang around you niggas, I'ma end up on the news. Before I switch up on that new, I put a switch up on that tool and put that bitch up to my noodle. Heat that shit up, let it breathe. Go out like no hoe. Yeah. Switch up on the bros. Wow. Ride around with no heat. Let a pussy nigga play me out these streets. Like, the fuck is you saying? Kill without no reason. I play with it, I'm squeezing. Rah. Abort the cars and play my poppin' down. Say what I